Hi, this is Max. I'm teaching you how to do Aurora. We're currently going over our economic screen, but at the moment I'd like to go back to the events page here, and you see this default colors. We're going to set it to default. Something I should have done way earlier. Default colors basically give you organization over here. It's been bugging me. Sorry. All right. We're going to build a few things today. Let's go ahead and do infrastructure. Infrastructure would be important to have to get your first colony up and running. What I usually do is 100 infrastructure percentage at 100, and you hit create. I do 100 at 100%. The cost is 2, so it's very cheap. At the production rate, I mean, we're gonna knock this out real quick. It's gonna take, until the 4th of March, and up here you can tell what date it is, and then also up here on the system map tells you what date it is. It'll be knocked out real quick. So once it's done, we can actually queue up some other items. One thing that I like to do, well, let's take a look at our shipyards. Alright. We have 3 shipyards that are commercial and 1 shipyard that is naval. I think that's a good starting position. It's good to have more commercial, but later on you definitely want naval. But for right now, we can skip on building shipyard facilities. Automated mines. Let's take a look at our mining and maintenance. You can tell that your duranium, when it's around this number, it's not good. You want to have a lot more duranium, and we don't know what's out there as far as different planets with resources on there. So what I'm going to do is build 100 mines, and we'll call it a good even 25%. Actually, we'll call it 20%. So we'll create that. So we have mines, and you can see it's queued up. It's not ready to go yet. Once the infrastructure is done, it'll automatically go into the mine. Construction factories at 420. Let's get a nice even 500 like that. See, we have 420 right now. If we build 80 more, we have 500. What would be next? Mass drivers are going to be important in the near future. I'm going to build 3 for now. At 20%, everything's going to be 20%. A spaceport is important later on, but it's good to be prepared. So I'm going to build 2 spaceports, and the reason I'm doing 2 is because it's a little bit more expensive. Trust me on this. Just having Alright, at a base, a regular cargo ship is going to take 10 days to load, but for every spaceport it cuts it in half. So if a cargo ship flies into Earth and says, oh, I need to offload my widgets, it's going to take it 10 days to do it. But with spaceports, it'll cut it in half, and with 2 of them, it'll cut it in half twice. So it goes from 5 to 2.5, roughly. So I'm just going to create 2 spaceports. Research labs are bread and butter here. I'm going to do 10. They're very expensive, and with so little mercasium, it kind of stinks, but whatever. So we have 5 things here, and of course we can change that at any time as needs arise. We can come over here. Okay, click Earth again, and now you can see it's all colored in. Duranium basically means that at what we are predicting we will need is 23,000. However, our stockpile plus production doesn't even reach that amount. So we're going to have a shortage of duranium pretty quick here. In fact, looking at we'll call it 24,000 versus our 49. We're going to be out of duranium real quick. But mercasium, we have needs for 12,000, but we only have about 10,000 mercasium on this planet. The mercasium is needed for the research labs, and that's going to be very important to find mercasium as quick as possible. And if we start running out of Mercasium, we'll have to stop our research labs. Vindar Vindara and Crundum are both low, but at this point sustainable. So we'll keep an eye out for those. Managed shipyards. This is fine for now. When we build ships, we'll come back here. Research. Oh, good. We have a construction and production guy. Okay, this is very important. That you should be starting off doing this. Is choosing what you want to do and matching it up with the scientists that you have. There's different fields of research. Construction and production is very important in terms of it just controlling the rates of growth. Grace Lucas here, I'm going to give her 5 research labs, and she can do different things. For example, she can research how to research faster at 500 points. So we'll say create here. Begin this research. Yeah, begin it. Alright, so she's been given 5 research labs. Because she is specialized in construction production at 10%, she's getting 4 times that because she's specialized in her research project. Construction production, she's emphasizing that, so she's getting a 40% bonus. For each research lab, I'll just show you a quick example here. For each research lab, so he's got 1 research lab, and he has a 10% bonus, and we're at a base rate of 200. So he's got 200, the base, plus 10%, which is 20, and so he's only researching that much. If we give him more research labs, double that, but he's not specialized in it, so it's kind of pointless to do it. So let's go down to logistics and ground combat. You click on this guy here. One of the important ones to have is improved command and control. So we're going to tell him to do that. This gives us access to sectors. Sectors are give out more bonuses to planets, which help them speed up their production rates. It's important to have. Oh, we have another construction production gal. Let's give her something else to do. Let's tell her to do faster mining. Alright, mining right now, if you hold your mouse over it, it should show you, okay, 400 mines with 80 automated mines at times 10. 10 meaning how fast you can go. Well, that 10, when she's done, will go up to 12. Alright, and then there's later one that I think is 14, 16, 18. I'm not sure about those numbers, but it does go up. And she's going to be done pretty quick. So we're going to tell her, well, as soon as you're done, why don't you jump into shipyard operations? And we press Q. That way she jumps into the next one. And we'll finish off with power and propulsion. Even though they get no bonus, hopefully they'll study hard and learn how to do their job. Alright, so each one is producing a certain amount, and you can see when the completion dates are coming up. Wealth and trade. We're going to jump to this one. You can see all the different trade goods. Don't even worry about this. You have no real control over your trade goods. This is what the Earth produces for other planets, and they can trade it with other planets, creating wealth for you. Wealth is how you get things. Wealth is very important, but at the same time so underwhelming that once you manage wealth, it will never be a problem for you again. But once you're in debt, it stinks. We'll get back to wealth in later parts here, but for now we don't have to worry about it. And if you do need to worry about it, building financial centers is a good way to go. Okay, ground units. We have different ground units going on. We'll get into this part way later in the tutorials. Here you can train different battalions. So if we want a mobile infantry battalion, we can just tell it to train those up. Civilians and industry, we'll get into that later on, but this is one of the very important parts of Aurora, is being able to use this aspect of the game. Otherwise, it's just too tedious a game to play. Teams in the academy. This is how you get different teams: espionage, diplomatic, xenologist, and geology. Espionage is to steal information from other races. Diplomatic is how to contact different races. Xenologists are the not architects, archaeologists, and they look at ruins, which we'll look at later on. Geology are the people who are the boots on the ground who find more minerals within different planetary surfaces. We'll get into those later. Environment, this is how you control the atmosphere. You can tell it to add all these different gases. Virtually all you will ever need is oxygen, safe greenhouse gas, anti-greenhouse gas, and where's hydrogen? Hydrogen right here. Others that you might come into are ammonia, methane. I think that's it, and that's only to remove it. Don't play around with this setting here. Keep it inactive and don't add gas to the atmosphere. For the moon, however, at some point we're going to want to change this, but we'll do that way later in a terraforming tutorial. Anyway, that is it for now, and as promised, this was the last one, thank goodness. We'll get back to you later on another tutorial, of which I'm not sure of, but it'll be the next one in the series, right?